Welcome to today's video. In this episode, we will discuss Chapter 3 of Ikigai, which delves into the concept of logotherapy. We will explore the search for meaning and the differences between psychoanalysis and logotherapy, and examine cases from Frankl's practice to gain a better understanding of finding purpose and meaning. Additionally, we will take a closer look at Logotherapy, including its basic principles and the key principles that guide it. We will also explore Nichiren meditation and its benefits. Stay tuned for an enlightening discussion that will surely broaden your knowledge on these topics. Let us understand logotherapy. Have you ever wondered what logotherapy is? To put it in Viktor Frankl's words, in logotherapy, the patient sits up straight and has to listen to things that are, on occasion, hard to hear. In contrast, psychoanalysis involves the patient lying down on a couch and sharing difficult thoughts. Frankl's logotherapy approach involves asking his patients a significant question: why do you not commit suicide? The patient typically responds with reasons not to, helping them to find meaning in their lives. Logotherapy helps patients to discover their life's purpose and confront any issues they may be facing. This process helps to break the chains of the past and overcome obstacles, motivating patients to move forward and fulfill their destiny. A study conducted by Frankl in his Vienna clinic found that among both patients and personnel, around 80% believed that human beings needed a reason for living, and around 60% felt they had someone or something in their lives worth dying for. Now, let us understand the pursuit of purpose. For Frankl, the search for meaning was a personal and powerful force that led him to achieve his goals. Logotherapy, the process of discovering purpose, can be broken down into 5 steps. A person feels empty, frustrated, or anxious. The therapist explains that these feelings stem from a desire for a meaningful life. The patient discovers their life's purpose at that moment in time. The patient decides whether or not to accept their destiny. This newfound passion for life helps them overcome obstacles and sadness. Frankl's experiences as a prisoner in Auschwitz reinforced the importance of living for one's principles and ideals. He learned that everything can be taken from a man, but one thing, the last of the human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances, to choose one's own way. Though he faced this realization alone, it inspired him for the rest of his life. Differences between psychoanalysis and logotherapy. The chapter outlines the differences between psychoanalysis and logotherapy. To summarize, psychoanalysis is retrospective, centers on psychology, and seeks to reconcile conflicts and satisfy impulses. On the other hand, logotherapy looks towards the future, includes a spiritual dimension, and seeks to help the patient find meaning in life and satisfy moral principles. The article ends with the phrase, "Fight for yourself." In a study conducted at the Vienna Polyclinic Hospital, Frankl's team found that 55% of the patients they interviewed were experiencing some degree of existential crisis. Logotherapy views existential frustration as a catalyst for positive change, not a symptom of mental illness. It helps individuals discover their life's purpose and overcome conflicts to find greater satisfaction in life. Frankl believed that our health depends on comparing what we've accomplished with what we'd like to achieve in the future. Existential crisis is typical of modern societies where people do what they are told or what others do rather than what they want. Discovering one's purpose in life helps fill the existential void and leads to a sense of satisfaction. Now let us look at 4 cases from Frankl's own practice in order to better understand the search for meaning and purpose. The article explores 4 cases from Viktor Frankl's practice that showcase the search for meaning and purpose. Psychiatrists observed that prisoners in German concentration camps who had goals to accomplish outside of the camp were more likely to survive. Frankl, who arrived at Auschwitz carrying a manuscript, felt compelled to rewrite it when it was confiscated, giving his life meaning. In another case, a North American diplomat discovered he wanted to pursue a different career, which gave his life deeper meaning. Frankl helped a suicidal mother find meaning by imagining herself on her deathbed. And an elderly doctor who couldn't overcome depression after his wife's death found purpose in surviving and mourning her. Now let us talk about Morita therapy, created by Shoma Morita, is a purpose-centered therapy that is effective in treating neurosis, obsessive-compulsive disorder, and post-traumatic stress. Unlike Western therapy, which focuses on controlling emotions, Morita therapy teaches patients to accept their emotions and let them go. The therapy focuses on creating new emotions through experience and repetition. It aims to develop the patient's character so that they can face any situation. The therapy has 3 basic principles: accepting feelings, doing what should be done, and discovering life's purpose. The 4 phases of Morita therapy are isolation and rest, light occupational therapy, and the return to social life. Let us talk about Nichiren meditation as well. Morita was a great Zen master of Nichiren introspective meditation. Much of his therapy draws on his knowledge and mastery of this school, which centers on 3 questions. The individual must ask him, or herself, what have I received from person X? What have I given to person X? What problems have I caused person X? Through these reflections, we stop identifying others as the cause of our problems and deepen our own sense of responsibility. As Morita said, if you are angry and want to fight, think about it for 3 days before coming to blows. After 3 days, the intense desire to fight will pass on its own. The concept of Ikigai, or existential fuel, can be found through personal experience and effort. Logotherapy and Morita therapy provide tools for finding and staying on the path towards Ikigai, including finding flow, mindful eating, low-intensity exercise, and persevering through difficulties. Accepting imperfection and embracing growth opportunities is also necessary. Are you ready to pursue your passion?